Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter, and you guys have spoken and I have listened. You guys would like to see switch skills in my weapon tutorials, so in this video I'm going to cover the hunting horn and the lance, since I did tutorial videos on those already, but moving forward I will include switch skills in all of my weapon tutorials as I slowly churn those out. So I do have some timestamps in here, so if you want to skip to the lance you can go ahead and do that, but let's get started with the hunting horn. I'm going to take these one at a time. The switch skills are not necessarily better than the other switch skills, they're just different. So they're definitely good for different play styles. First one we'll go over here is the overhead smash. This is that wonderful move that when you hold forward on your left stick and you press X and A, it does a forward smash. This thing is really good at exhausting monsters. Not so good at stunning monsters actually. I know there's a lot of people who think that's really good for stun, but really the stun move is this one here. That does a lot of KO damage. This one does some for sure. But it's mainly for exhausting monsters. So we can go ahead and we can change that out to a different move, which instead of doing a lot of exhaust damage, it does a lot of stun damage. So if you're interested in using the hunting horn for stunning, then this is going to be a move for you. It is a little awkward, I will admit, and it feels a little weird. You'll see what I mean. That's the move. It's slow. It takes several hits. It does do a good amount of stun damage though. We'll probably KO him here. There we go. So it is pretty good in that regard. And one of the moves is a shockwave. So if we go ahead and attack a very hard part, you notice there's 37. That is set damage you're going to get no matter where you attack. So if I attack here, you'll see that 37 pop up again. And this just loops in and acts as pretty much a different move. So your combo becomes, you know, the melodic slap and double swing and stuff like that. So overhead smash is gone. Go ahead and play around with this. Some people will definitely like this, some people won't. And I think that's kind of the point of the first switch skill is it's not a major change. It's more of a minor one, but it's interesting and definitely opens it up for different ways of playing the weapon. So the next one I want to cover here is the melody mode performance. We can change this to melody mode echo. So in order to unlock the melodic slap, all you have to do is clear the specific HR4 quest, which I'm showing here on the screen right now, and you will unlock this, so easy peasy. The next one I want to cover is Melody Mode Performance. We can change this to Melody Mode Echo. This is unlocked once you reach Village 3-star or by reaching Gathering Hall 2-star. And this is different and it's going to take some explanation. So normally under Performance Mode, by playing notes, the same note 2 times in a row, you'll activate the song. So if I hit X 2 times, I get health recovery L. Very easy, very fun. And this is one of the reasons I really like the hunting horn, is how automatic it is. And we've got our awesome perform move, which of course has tons of iframes and is very good. So how does this change? Does it become how the old horn used to work? Sort of. So let's go to switch skill and change this to echo. So this is a little weird. So now instead of requiring you to play the same note 2 times in a row, you are now free to use whatever notes you want freely. Everything only takes 1 note to do. So if we want to do health recovery, we just hit X and hit ZR. Jong. The performance is the exact same attack power as the other perform. It just looks different. It does do a shockwave attack just like the other one as well. So if we do this here, we'll notice that second attack does do 66, which is nice. Now the whole thing about this one is, one, we can belt out songs faster. If we want to get the health plugs up, we can go boom. It's a little bit faster than doing 2 attacks in a row. It also means that we can now start focusing on using the attacks that we want. For example, if I want to slap that face left and right, like this, I'm not worried that I'm not activating songs because that's not the point of this mode. Now the neat thing is you notice they're calling it a chord, and that means that all 4 notes that are up on the staff at that time are played. So if I've got, let's say this, I have 1 blue, 1 red, 1 green, forget the other blue, it will play all 3 songs at once if I hit ZR, which is very nice. Another thing that this does change is also slide beat, which is Z, L, and X. This will also play every song on your staff. So that will do all those. I still honestly prefer performance mode, but that's just me personally. but some of you guys may prefer Echo. The last one I want to talk about is the awesome Earth Shaker. So you can actually change this out to a very weird skill called the Bead of Resonance. This is unlocked by crafting or upgrading 8 different types of hunting horns. This can be anything. This can be like just the ore weapons, the bone weapons. So as long as you just make or craft 8 different ones, you'll be able to unlock this. So it's actually very easy to do. So the Earth Shaker is a huge attack that does huge damage. I'm going to show it to you one more time so you can just see how amazing this attack is. It is really good. It does take 2 wire bugs. Huge damage. Huge mounting damage as well. So giving this thing up is a very, very tough proposition. So the way they've done it is actually pretty interesting. So if you notice, this hunting horn does not have attack up skill. So my attack here is locked in at 252, and I do not have an attack up song. Let's say like the wild grunt. I don't have it as well. And this is 292 attack, which would be very nice to get an attack up on this thing because it's got such high raw. Well, we do have the ability now by changing the Earth Shaker to the Bead of Resonance. What this allows us to do basically is 2 different things. So let me go ahead and place the cocoon on the ground. Let me quick perform here. And we're going to place this weird little cocoon on the ground. And what this thing will do, will play any song that I play, it'll play it. So if I play Divine Protection, or sorry, Sun Negated, it plays it. Which means people further away from me are going to be able to get the song. But if you notice, it also does a shockwave. This is kind of like a nice little bonus that will hurt any monster that's near it. The cool thing is most songs, it doesn't matter. If you play 2 in a row, it doesn't do anything. You're not going to get double knockbacks negated. You're not going to get double Divine Protection or anything like that. But when we hit perform, we're also playing the attack up melody. So if you look at our attack, it's 321. That counts for you and everybody else. So this is a way you give up one really big, powerful move, and you gain the ability to play attack up song, which is really great. But the thing also has some other usages, which I covered in my hunting horn video, where I was covering the rampage horn, which of course is if you have a horn that has something like health recovery large, playing that 2 times in a row is actually really good, because it will mean double the heals. Go ahead and check out my video on this hunting horn if you haven't seen that in action. It's quite cool. But that plays attack up, earplugs. Let's play the health recovery. That is 2 health recoveries in a row. If we have recovery up, we're going to be healing a whole bunch. So very cool, depending on the horn that you're using. And definitely nice to be able to get attack up. But again, you are sacrificing that high damage attack, so it's a trade-off. Okay, now on to Lance. These ones are very technical, so we're going to take some time to explain. For the first one, we're going to look at Anchor Rage. That's that wonderful counter skill that we get. And if you remember, the most amount of knockback that you get, the more powerful it'll be. For example, this Lance set has no guard on it, which is interesting. So we'll go ahead and we'll change the training option to do, let's say, some stomps. And we'll see how much power we get from our Anchor Rage here. Oh, I should show you my actual power, 235 right now. And we get yellow, which is actually the most powerful one, 265. That is a healthy damage increase and will deal a lot of damage output. That is because we normally would get a large amount of knockback because we do not have guard on this weapon. So check this out. That's a good amount of knockback. And this is what happens if you have a lance with guard. I have guard level 5 on this one, which is a little overkill. 320 attack. Let's go in here and do Anchor Rage. And we get red, which no longsword users, it's not the most strongest. It's 333, so it's not nearly as much of a buff as it is for the yellow. The reason being, of course, because we're really not getting any knockback. Okay, so we have a switch skill that actually works better with guard sets. That is called the Spiral Thrust. So we're losing our ability to get a power up very easily through Anchor Rage, but what we get is quite worth it in my opinion. So all I have to do is hit ZL and press A, and we'll do this nice little like forward and then a backward. We can finish that up with like a leaping thrust, or if we want, we can finish that up with by pressing backwards and X. We can do a nice reverse attack to get back into the action. This thing is quite powerful, so let's do that. We missed on the return hit, but you get the idea. It's very powerful and really great utility because you are guarding with your shield as you go through here on the very start of the attack. And that is kind of the hidden point of this thing, is that it's used as a counterattack to make it even more powerful. So if we look at my status here, it's 320. Let's go ahead and do this right before we get hit here. It's now 392. It is a huge damage buff. It doesn't last for an incredibly long time. If you notice, it's gone now, but it is very powerful. Now, you only get that counter motion at the very start. This is working like a parry right there. It's just that little shield forward thrust. If you're late on that, it will not work and you will get hit. So, for example, see, we get hit. So this is going to be a technician move. You are going to have to be good at parrying. And that's going to work out really good. The thing is what if you try to use this thing with a lance that doesn't have guard? If I just want to quickly go and do this, I can use the move, which is nice, but the counter part of it is pretty much gone. I get knocked back and I can't do the move. So this move really looks at the amount of knockback, and if you can't counter it, then you're not going to be able to use that and get the buff. So it's very interesting how they did that. They have one skill that's tailored for guard builds and one that is tailored more for evasive, aggressive builds. Okay, now let's cover the next one. If you remember, the dash attack is that really high utility attack that we can do here, which does lots of hits. We got tons of finishers, we can jump, we can do all sorts of stuff. We can change that out. So in order to unlock this next one, we can change over to shield charge. You'll get this just by reaching village 3-star or hub 2-star. This one is really interesting because you can only do it for a limited period of time. So let's go ahead and do this here. If you notice, the stamina goes down and that's it. So we can't charge as long as we have stamina. There is a fixed distance that we can go. So this is meant to be used a little bit more mid-distance to close. We can finish this up with shield attack by pressing X and go straight into a combo. Or we can go in here and press A to do a leaping thrust. The reason why this is really good is if you remember, the dash attack does hits all the way through. This one has one attack at the very start of it and then at the very end of it. So it's very easy to go ahead and get the biggest hit in here. Again, I don't have guard in this one, so this is a very bad set to show this off. So if you notice, we're totally safe during that move because we have guard. And this does a huge amount of KO damage with that first initial hit, and of course the shield bash follow-up. Yeah, we've already KO'd the monster. So basically anytime you're close to the monster, and you can do this in the middle of a combo, you can just go BAM! Quick slap him, psh, shield charge, whap! You could really work this thing in to make some very unique types of gameplay. So the shield charge is wonderful if you have a small opening, the monster falls over, just quick smash them in the head and continue forward, and it's a wonderful way to KO a monster. And of course, you're safe the entire time. He's already KO'd again. That's how much it does. So yeah, fantastic move for KOing. It's a little bit more harder to use because it's at mid-distance or so, but you get some really nice options here of how to attack the monster, and you can knock them out with your shield. I'm a big fan of this skill. Of course, having the ability to run like crazy with the dash attack and all that utility is hard to give up. Okay, the very last one I want to talk about is the Insta-Block. I hate this name. I've always hated it. This is back from Generations. Basically, this is a parry. This is a very, very tight window. It doesn't instantly block for you. It means insta, like you have to block it in a split instant. You have to be very, very tight on your timing here. So let me go ahead and change this. This one, it doesn't matter if you have guard or not. This thing completely ignores all guard abilities. And what it does is if you time it right, you'll be able to guard pretty much any attack with no loss of stamina, low loss of life, and you can counter it. So it sounds broken, right? So if we hold a hit guard, you notice this little wind up here. This thing's actually kind of a trap. The window in which you can actually counter is only that first little like spin. Whoop. That second one, no, doesn't count. That's just you going and moving into a guard animation. So if we're a little bit late here, let's go in here. See how it's just a normal guard. Just a normal guard. Doesn't looks good timing, right? Nope, just a normal guard. There we go. If we notice, we get that nice little blue effect. That is the Insta-Block. From the Insta-Block, let's see if I can pull it off here. We can press X to do a cross sweep, which is a pretty powerful attack. We also have an opening. We can do other things as well. We can go ahead and there's a cross sweep, but let's go ahead and do the shield charge. We can do that if we want. So it's very nice if you can time it well. The timing is very tight on the scene. It's very hard to get off. If you want to practice, one of the things I've noticed some videos for here in Japan have recommended, which I thought was very interesting. I apologize, I don't remember the specific video I was watching. Is if you change the scene to a stomp. Yeah, so pretty much where it says previous combo, that's where you want to hit it. So that was too early. You have to wait until the foot is where it says previous combo. Very tight window. So, I mean, great. If you can master it, you're going to be a king. You're going to be able to block pretty much anything. You're going to be able to have full stamina and health. But man, is it a hard move to pull off. So, you know, if you are just trying it out, I would recommend you put on Counter-Strike, just for the fact that if you do mess up, you do get a very high power boost. But go ahead and check it out. Anyways, those are the switch skills for the Hunting Horn and Lance. Hopefully you guys found this video interesting. I'm sure there's some more intricacies for these moves that I don't know about, so let me know down in the comments below if I missed something. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. Sorry I didn't include these in the original tutorials. And until next time, happy switching.